everybody, and welcome to Dayton Drama Queens. This is so exciting. We got big news to share with everybody.
We sure do.
Our numbers are off the chain.
They're crazy.
It's crazy. We never expected this. We're so excited.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
We're looking at doing some live shots this summer, like going to festivals and doing things of that nature, which will wrap into these episodes. I'm serious. We never dreamt. Never dreamt. Speaking of dreaming, we have a dream with us today. Oh, the fabulous Allie Haines is here.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, friends.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. What an honor.
I mean, when I think of Dayton Drama Queen, we can't not have Miss Allie Haines here.
Wait a second.
Excited, right? And she's representing quite a few different things. She's a performer in the city. You work at DPAA now, doing some of the marketing, or what do you do? Why don't you tell us, Allie?
Yeah, I'm the membership manager, so I am raising money for the arts.
Awesome.
We have over 900 members now, so I'm making sure they're getting their benefits, and
so that's grown quite a bit.
Yeah. They kind of started the membership program 2 years ago, but the donors have been around for decades. And I have to say they are so amazing. I mean, just so excited to give and so fun to talk to. So I'm having a great time.
So when you say DPAA, now it's really kind of came together as a collection of separate organizations, right?
Yeah. So this is a big deal. In 2012, we came together, the opera, ballet, and Philharmonic Orchestra, into one merger. And this is completely unique in the entire country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's no other nonprofit performing arts organization that is doing this. Maybe because it's really ambitious, but it's amazing. So the advantage of that is we have the ability to come together and put on shows all three working together. Right. So how, the ballet dancers often talk about how great it is to have live music from the orchestra in the pit, and, opera singers come in and out. And so it's just this huge undertaking in community to put up local art here in Dayton. So it's really cool.
I mean, what a cool thing for, a big little city to have its own Philharmonic, its own opera, its own ballet. I mean, that's why I love Dayton.
Yeah. Some fun facts I know I can throw out. So we're the second oldest regional ballet company in the country.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. I see this kind of stuff and was like, what?
I know.
Dayton, Ohio?
I know. People don't realize it's really fantastic. Yeah. And I don't know the date exactly. Okay, I think the orchestra is 1933. Someone fact checked me.
Yeah.
And then
I was around.
Yeah.
I was in the pit in 1933.
Oh my goodness,
that's amazing.
So, and then the opera began in the 60s, like 1960. So
they've
been around.
That's the one that I think shocks people, that our size city has an opera. It's just amazing.
It is.
It's really amazing.
I'm so
Speaking
excited.
of the opera, we had Kathleen on, which
I know.
So much energy.
The diva.
So excited. She is a diva for sure. But we had the experience. I got to go with Allie to see 3 tenors, which was amazing.
Did.
Yes, it was amazing. And I kept
fun.
thinking over and over as I looked at that audience, we're in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Right?
So talk a little bit about when you're doing this membership piece and you're doing this growing of these organizations, how would people get involved in more of the DPAA stuff?
Yeah, so there's so many ways to get involved. And, one thing I will say is for every dollar in ticket sales, we need to raise $3 to $4 more. So our budget is only about like a third from ticket sales. That doesn't mean don't come, right? We want people to come. We need you to show up. And post-COVID, of course, that's still a struggle. So we do heavily rely on the contributions from individuals in the community, and they show up at all different levels of giving. So it's really special in that way. And then we also have Encore, which is our volunteer organization. So, say you don't have a lot of cash on hand where, it's tough times and you just want to give back and get involved. Right. That's a great way, hang out with me up in the donor lounge, hand out posters. Like there's just so much you can do there. And we have learning programs all across Dayton, serving about 60. I'm giving you all the facts, but here we go.
I love that.
65,000. Just let that sit.
Yeah.
Like 65,000 parents, kids, families all across the Dayton region. And our little team is going into schools and bringing out field trips at the Schuster Center. Like there's so much happening that I don't know. Like I just want to scream it from the rooftops, you know? And
well, and I hope people realize that too, because I think back, I grew up in Dayton and I remember having the Philharmonic come to school. I remember going to the Nutcracker.
Yes.
And when you grow up in that environment, I don't know that you know how special it is and how much it takes to really keep those things going. So I really hope people realize that, you know, they need to kind of keep supporting in ways that they can so that their kids can have those opportunities, because some people like me are going to go pursue music and need that.
Absolutely. It's so funny because a lot of the donors and members and volunteers have that story, right? They were a kid and they saw the orchestra or the ballet or the opera, and it's just that moment, it clicks and you get this rush and you're inspired, and that stays with you your whole life. So it's really important that we bring this to children so that they can have those moments and grow up to be artists too. So that's such an important part of what we do at DPA.
I can remember when I taught school, I can remember the lineup of the buses, all these kids from all over the community getting together, staying together, getting in our little seats. And for those students that had never seen something like that before, I mean, it's legit. Their eyes are this big, just going, oh my God, I had no idea. I mean, you're right. What an experience.
Speaking of when you were younger, I know you're not from Dayton, and you can talk a little bit about that, but was there a moment or several moments that you were like, oh my God, I need to get into the arts. I need to get on stage. What was that like for you?
Well, that's a fun question. So I grew up in Northern Virginia, outside DC.
I did not know that.
You didn't?
No, I had no idea.
Oh my God, it's like we've never met. Okay. So my whole family are musicians. I mean, I have an aunt who's a professional violinist. I have another aunt who is a professional pianist. And music was a part of every holiday, every gathering, you know, and it's like a move. Like they would sit down and start playing, and we all just burst into song. It's ridiculous. The Von Trapp family.
I'm so jealous.
And so very early on, I was singing before I could talk. It's one of those stories. And getting up and singing "My Heart Will Go On" at the karaoke machine. We had one of those. Still happens. No. So it's just part of the fabric, I think, of who I am. I've never been without that. Does that answer the question?
It does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so what do you like, the performing aspect, or do you like the working for the DPA? What do they go hand? What does that do?
Oh my gosh, it feels so wonderful. I can't tell you how great it is to be able to work every day in an industry that I love so much and believe in. I mean, the arts are so powerful and transformative.
Yes.
And especially today in the situation we're in the world we're in, we have the ability to tell stories that move hearts and inspire people to ask questions. And I think that, our ability to create art sets us apart from other animals even, like that's what it means to be human to me. So as a performer and then getting to raise money for the arts, it's all very aligned and it feels so correct.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
So for people who might think of the ballet or the opera in particular and feel a little maybe intimidated, I know your programming is beyond just classical, music and dance. I mean, I think the last time you and I went, we saw the Philharmonic play film scores, iconic music from the movies, which was so amazing. And I was like, I hope people know about this because there's so much more than just classical music if that's not what you're into. But what would you say to people that think of that and are just like, oh, that's not for me?
Don't knock it till you try it. I mean, I think the funny thing is a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like classical music. And it's not actually true, right? Because no offense to them, but classical music is in everything we listen to today. I mean, I was just watching Hot Ones with Lady Gaga, and she's talking about her experience with classical music and how it directly influenced her pop music career. And so all of these things are layered into the music you like. And so it's really a fun experience to just kind of step out of your box and try something new. You never know, you might enjoy it. And yeah, just try it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So true. Now with little kids, which, that's kind of what drove me to kind of get involved doing theater for those little munchkins. And I think the one thing that kids, when they see the ballet, when they see the Philharmonic, even the opera, I think for little kids, they don't think that's part of who they are. So your programs that you do with little kids, what are some of the things that come out of that? What are some of the things you guys do?
Yeah. So I, a couple months ago, went to a really amazing concert. I'm not going to remember that.
That's okay. That's okay.
But the idea was Neil was up there conducting, and we had all kids from different schools in the Schuster Center, and they were sitting together in their T-shirts and, wiggling around, of course.
Of course.
And Neil, Gittleman, Maestro Gittleman, would get up and sort of tell the story of the piece and then get back to the piece. And it was like story time with classical music.
Yes.
And it really painted, we need to go back and look up what this is.
Yes.
Because by the way, we have over 60 shows throughout the year. So
that's crazy.
So much programming, which is amazing. So it's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah, so it was like story
60.
time, painting a picture. It's something to do with a beautiful river.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble for
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But it really engaged them, at their level,
Right.
So it's
yes, exactly.
the visual component. They're used to a story, and then having the music click in with that, it really helps them understand the piece at another level. So I loved that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Patrick? So he is in charge of
He
DPA,
is
right?
president.
Tell us a little bit about what, the day-to-day is for you guys that actually work for DPA.
Yeah, so we have a pretty small but mighty admin
That's what I
team.
hear. That's what I hear.
So in development, there's 5 of us, including Patrick.
Okay.
And every day, we show up and I love it because I get to be really creative. How can we get the word out more? And how can we bring more people into, the DPA family?
Yeah.
And there's lots of ways we do that. We send out letters, we're advertising, we're making calls. I personally am calling people and saying, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Thank you for donating, or can I take you to a show? And it's kind of the through line of my life, if I were to identify it, is people. And this is a relationship business, right?
Every time we do this podcast, it's about relationships, connections.
Absolutely.
It is. And so it's I love it because I'll be blunt. People will be like, oh, you have to ask for money. I don't see it that way. I mean, philanthropy is a wonderful industry where you get to connect with people and find out what they
Listen
love.
up, people. Here it is.
Yeah.
Right? Find out what they love and what makes their heart soar, makes what's heartwarming to you. And then if you have the ability to give back, that makes that person so happy. So it really is just connection and people, and it's wonderful.
Speaking of connection, you two, there's been a lot of connection in your guys' lives, especially in the acting world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talk a little bit about your guys' experience together, because you guys, literally, when you were in something together, I'm always there. I'm like, even that little crazy night at Jouy, where we were all singing and acting crazy, and it was -7 degrees. I was like, it's Philip and Allie. So talk about your guys' energy together.
I first saw Allie at an audition for The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And she was flitting around the room.
Allie?
Yeah, right. And usually audition rooms are very tense and people are nervous and anxious, me included. And I've been auditioning for, however many years.
Yeah.
And there was just something about her energy that I was really drawn to right away, because she was just talking to people, and just anyone she went to, you could just see them feel comfortable.
It's true.
And so I was like,
you.
I want to know her. And then we got paired up to read and sing together. And I felt like from that first read through, she looked in my eyes. Well, actually she told me she was a fan of mine because she had just seen me in a show in Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
And so right before we read, she told me that. And I was like, I love you.
It's true though.
100% echo that. I saw you in Tick Tick Boom with some other friends, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on in Dayton, Ohio?
Right?
What's going on here?" I was so blown away. And then, I would agree. It was like an instant, just connection, and that happens with some.
It really does.
Or does it not happen? And we're really special.
Well, sometimes it doesn't happen. But I think that the older I get, the more I really prioritize the vibe in the room and what people bring with them over talent. I mean, talent is great, of course, but we're all tired. We need to have a good time and be able to lift each other up and positivity. And so I think that that's another thing that you always bring with you is just really positive spirit. And
with that, Allie, I do have to ask you. So looking back on what you've done, which is a lot in Dayton, what has been some of your favorites?
Oh my goodness.
Up on that stage.
Well, obviously, done so many musicals with Theater Lab and with Philip, and they're all so fun and have remember Lacage when we did
Oh my God, Lacage. Don't put this man into stroke mode. But there was something about energy in that show. We talked about
a lot of people will remember that because it was a huge community kind of effort.
For sure.
So that was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Mm-hmm. And actually, you came in last minute to take that role on, and really,
I did.
You made that role so
supposed to be behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
you were kind of both.
Jacqueline. That stands out. Really loved In the Green. I don't know if a lot of people saw it, but really fantastic show directed by my dear friend Garrett Young, and all women just doing weird, theater. So it was amazing. Yeah.
Again.
We got to direct together too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. We directed Misery together.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. And that was also very good.
We had a very symbiotic, working relationship in that capacity. I knew we would probably be good, but I didn't think too much about it. I was just like, I want to work with you. And it was better than, I think either of us expected. We were just always on the same page. And actually not just on the same page, but kind of like building and elevating each other's ideas, which was really, really nice.
I hope we get to do that again.
I know.
What's next for you in the world of entertaining people?
Actually, I'm going to be in Magnolia Theater Company, Julius Caesar. So it's an adaptation of Julius Caesar with, again, all-female presenting actors.
I love that you guys do all that. Yeah, that's the all-female thing is the thing.
It's the thing. Yeah. It's a thing for sure. Like I said, art has power to move people. So that's going up in April.
Okay.
I'm very excited. It's my first production with them and professional Shakespeare show. Mm-hmm. So
that can be a little intimidating, but exciting.
Yeah. I've always loved Shakespeare, but I've never actually delved into that world. Mm-hmm. So very excited to do some verse and shred the boards or whatever they say.
Yeah. So swinging back to DPAA. So I know you're with all of these people. Tell us a little bit about the newbies that have come into Dayton and are really like amplifying the ballet and
so we have some really amazing people, like just staff on the creative side, on production side. Brandon Ragland comes to mind, the artistic director of the ballet. I don't know, Cinderella was just this weekend. It was fantastic. I mean, blew people away. And he really does put his own unique spin on these classical ballets. So keep an eye out for the rest of the season with him. And then we also have Kitara Harada coming in next year as music director designate, and he's going to really, I think, shake things up. Very community focused, has a lot of ideas, and just everyone's very excited about his energy for sure.
That's great.
It's so great to have you with us.
Is it already over?
Oh, I told you 20 minutes goes so
Stop.
fast. Anything you want to say outside of what we brought up? Because a plethora of information.
Am I?
You really are.
No, I just want to say thank you for bringing me on and for doing this show because it is really special. And I actually have a little gift for you.
Yes.
So we have some totes here.
Gosh, thank you so
Tickets
Never miss
to a
a
show.
I love that.
so
Oh, we got in here.
So I hope that you will join me at another show. Bring your
sure.
friends,
Absolutely.
spread the word.
How do we find out, like, how do we get on the schedule and see what's coming up and all
Everything's
that stuff?
online, DaytonPerformingArts.org. I don't know if the people are watching. Yeah, scan this QR code right now.
Oh, that's right. There is one right down here, ladies and gentlemen.
There it
QR code.
is.
And that'll have the
QR code.
Zoom
information
in.
if we want to become members, like
Yes.
all that's on the website.
All of that's on the website. Come
Okay.
out to the learning shows, all of our, regular season, donate, volunteer. I'd love to have you personally.
Yes.
And
and not to speak for you, but if you see Allie at a show, go up and say hi because she totally wants to meet you.
I do.
And say hi
really
and say
do.
thanks for coming to the show. So if you
Yes.
see her flitting about, make sure you say
I
hello.
flit. Apparently
you
I
do.
flit
You
about.
flit.
Flitter. She's a mother flitter.
Or glide. Flit and
Okay.
glide.
I like that. Thank you.
Well, thank you everybody for again joining us for another episode of Dayton Drama Queens. Keep recommending us to people, and we need to thank Square One Salon who sponsors these. I don't really know what that
Square
means.
One.
None of us do.
Stop.
But anyway, thank you so much, Allie Haines, Dayton
I don't know
Performing
what-
Arts Alliance.
Yes.
Get involved. They need all the help they can get. We all do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.